I am going to jump right in where we left off. So last night, Sunday night, I had decided to place some buy orders. Here are they're shown at 0109, 0120, 0140. Notice they're still working. They were not filled. I didn't get the buy orders. And I was doing that so that I could average down and reduce my position cost, which is right here at average of 0270 for 70,000 shares. Now, if you'll notice from the last video, though, I have gone from 1100, I think 69 loss to 658. So let's take a look at the graph. Here we are where it closed on Friday at 4, market closed, and this morning it just spiked, so I never got my buy orders. Notice that, let me just draw some trend lines here. The resistance line, that one is actually more defined. So there's where we are. Let's do a little bit longer term support line, and we extended it out into the future. So we are converging. The question is, I don't see, so we've talked about upward trends and downward trends and the trend being your friend. And we also, and we can, we can trade during the trend if we've established one. And that's typically parallel lines in the same direction. We talked about, on the other hand, converging lines will indicate typically some sort of a breakout, either positively or negative. So, I mean, right now I could still buy and average down and it would lower my cost, but I would be in for more money, more loss in case we go down. So I think at this point, I'm just going to wait and see what happens. I want to remind you that in some videos ago, I briefly mentioned power hours, depending on who you talk to. It's the start of trading day and the end of trading day. And we've actually seen examples of that because we know that Friday, near the end of the day, I mean, it started from midday, but still, it wasn't only just the end of the day, it was the end of the trading week. So that was one huge set of plays there. And the thing about it with penny stocks is a lot of traders want to get out of something for sure by Friday afternoon, because over the weekend you can get news and you don't know what the news is going to bring. So I'm just giving you that as a general thing to be aware of. The end of the day and the end of the week, power hour. And then obviously we see that happening this morning with a huge spike. And now it's, and look at the volume here. Let me open up indicators. And so we're in the, someone did like, or there was total volume in the first minute here of like 40 something million shares, and then it's just tapered down to nothing, to very little. So now we're at low, relatively low. Actually, let me move this out of the way. Maybe we can get a better idea here. If I get the spike out of the way, within, let's see, from here, 1020 to 1042. So there's a very short-term support here. But again, they're still converging. What is going to happen here? Here's the other one. We can improve this one. Something like that. So I don't want to jump in right away. The volume has gotten very low, considerably low compared to this morning. So I think we should just take a wait and see, but I wanted to talk a little bit about, I wanted to again mention the power hours of the morning and the afternoon.
A few minutes later.
Just as we suspected, remember we left it a little while ago where it was converging and we were going to take a wait and see, and it actually broke down. And now, so there was an increase in volume, selling pressure, but now people are buying again. Here is a very, very short-term view, and I drew some trend lines. Now let's zoom out. You can see that definitely it is not looking good as far as getting up to 0184. I took the resistance and support lines from this morning and just extended them out into the future. And we can see that they are still converging. And not only that, it looks like that the resistance line is actually harder and trending downward, and the support line is somewhat horizontal. So it's they're converging. So I'm, again, it broke down the last time. I don't know that I have too much hope of it breaking up based on everything that I'm seeing so far. So we're definitely not doing a trend is your friend here. And since the resistance looks like it's trending down faster than the support, I'm leery of trying to make a buy order here. I've already decided I don't want to average down. I'll just take my losses. It's just paper trading. So now I'm thinking about, actually doing trading, but I don't want to place a buy order here because I don't know where we're going to go with this. And am I going to be able to sell at a profit? Okay, so while we are waiting to see what is going to result here, let's step back now again from the technical analysis that we've been doing over this particular video, and let's think what we know so far from a non-technical analysis term. In other words, having done some of our due diligence and looking at the message boards and all the articles and things like that, and think, let's step back. So what types of traders are possibly in here at the moment? We have pump and dumpers. We have, and I haven't really discussed that too much. We have high frequency trading, possibly, and I did touch on that. We have day traders. That's kind of like us. Swing traders could be us. Long term, in other words, we believe in the stock that it could eventually go somewhere. We have experienced traders, we have newbies, and we have market makers. These are the big buyers and sellers. Each of these types have their own agendas, and they also have their own way or different way of looking at how the trading is going. Some of these are going to be using technical analysis. Some of them are just playing games. Some of them have no idea. Some of them are watching the message boards and posting on the message boards. And so we have to take all that into account. So right now, what I want to do is, while we're waiting, is let's think about this. It was news of Friday, Saturday that caused the downward, the stock to plummet down at the end of the day, Friday, 4th, and to spike up this morning, Monday, at the start of the trading day. But right now, and I have not checked the message boards, I haven't checked anything, but barring any other news, then that's all we really have to go by. And so I think what we're seeing is that, okay, things are not as bad as we thought they were Friday, so let's, the price went up. But now there probably is no other news. In other words, that's the end of the news. Okay, so we're back to where we were before. And where we were before was kind of ho-hum. So there's nothing really to push the stock up.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Here we are at updating where we're at. This is from this morning. I extended the support and the long-term trend line down, and then I adjusted this more short-term. Let's get the spike out of the way, and there we have it. So I had recently done this, and while I was recording, it actually broke out. So let's adjust our short and long-term trend lines. Let's move that up, and let's move this one up. That looks a little better.
You know what? I'm going to draw a horizontal line here so that we can not lose sight of the fact that where we were with the hard resistance level. So there's our horizontal line. Let's give that a different color. Let's make that orange, I guess. And we drew a very short-term support line. Now we have the solid long, for the day for now, that solid um, hard resistance, and this is a horizontal line, so we don't forget where we are. This was a longer term from this morning, trend line, resistance trend line. This is a shorter term resistance. And here's our from this morning long-term support. This is now a short-term support that I just added. So it could be improving, but again, we still have convergence. Now look, there it just broke out a little bit. If we zoom back out, we can see that the dip is going away and we're coming back out of it. So it could improve. I don't really know that I want to still get into this though. I want to see it break past our hard resistance line before I do anything.
I want to leave the video right here with just some questions and some parting thoughts. Way back, I asked, what trader are you? What kind of trader are you? Including how much time do you have? As you've seen, we're trying to track this during the trading day. And I think right now what we're seeing with this stock and watching it is that this is an example of technical analysis, TA, being sufficient for now. Why do I say that? Because obviously, I don't even think I have to go looking at the message board. There's no news. If there was news, we wouldn't be looking at this thing meandering through, possibly breaking out, maybe not. I think what we're seeing is that the bad news is over, and there's, like I said, different types of traders who still, believe in the stock somewhat, and that's why it's crawling up, but there's no news to make it go up really high, and that's just evident from looking at the chart. We don't have to go looking for that. So just something to think about, and I'm going to see you in the next video.